To this day, India legends tell us that because the spirit of Satan landed on the island, that no human being should ever live there, as they would become demonized and spread worldwide. Now, going over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is known as the nation builder. In Jeremiah 3:16, he wrote that the 10 Commandments will no longer be remembered in the end time. Jesus said there were 2 commandments, love God and love each other, for God is within you. Quoting, "And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, saith the Lord, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of the Lord. Neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done any more." How do we know the exact location of the ark when the dove returned? The word ark in Hebrew is 727. Jeremiah 3:16 is a reference to the fictitious ark of the covenant, containing the satanic 10 commandments. This is the latitude, north, 7 degrees 27 minutes. The word ark, the ship of Noah in Hebrew, is 8392, Genesis 6:15, as a longitude becomes east 83 degrees 55.20 minutes, and is 2.4 nautical miles to the city of Colombo. 2424 is Jesus in the Greek concordance. It's the listing number of Jesus in the Greek concordance. Yahweh was in Colombo in 1963. There are several references to only 2 commandments by Jesus, rejecting the 10 and adding his own, just 2. Quoting from John 14:20, "At that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you." And then John 14:21, "He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and he will manifest myself to him." I misread that. I'll read it again. "He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him." So it's talking about today, when the Father is back this time. And of course, the Father was Jesus. Jesus was the Father. So today he is Jesus all grown up into the Father. John 23:37, Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." Then John 22:38, "This is the first and great commandment." Then 22:39, "And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself." And then 22:40, "On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets." Now we turn our attention to the Bohemian Grove. It is in your face. It is where the world elite meet each year to have the world order plans for the next year. We see the location mirrors the mathematics revealed by Christ. They established the altar to Moloch, which sacrifices children to its fiery furnace. Holocaust means to burn alive. The grove is 3091 miles from the North Pole, and 3091 in Greek is Lot. Lot was the father of the Ammonite and Moabite via incest with his daughters, preserving his seed out of Sodom. Of these, Solomon married 700 women and had 300 concubines, becoming the Babylonian Pharisee, and since then The constant inbreeding is the norm for the Zionist. This inbreeding causes insanity and psychopathic behaviour. The Queen has 2 aunts who died in an insane asylum. Today, via the straw man money created on your birth certificate, they have printed fiat no value US dollars. Then with it, purchased all major companies with worthless paper on the stock market, backed by your taxes until dead. And for those of you hearing this for the first time, Google search straw man and do the research. The straw man is the straw man burneth is a book that Yahweh, Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall, wrote. It's out there explaining exactly what the straw man is. It is your fictitious corporate name, all capital letters. The Straw Man Burneth is a free download and available at lulu.com. Now, it all began in 1933 and today dominates all commerce, farming the world population as you would farm livestock for profit. But human beings are intelligent. Therefore, it is necessary to dumb down the masses with fluoride, chemtrails to kill you, and then they cash in your straw man account. Their greatest threat is Christ, he the independent, righteous genius, but moreover, the rebirth of Jesus. He must be forbidden, re Protocol 14, and prevent Christ from exposing and destroying them, casting them off the earth into the bottomless pit. Now, the bottomless pit is a very real place. It exists on the south side of the equatorial line of the Milky Way galaxy. We see that the Grove, that's the Bohemian Grove, at 3,091 miles south of the North Pole, has yet another strange twist. For in the Hebrew Concordance, 3091 is the Hebrew name for Jesus, Joshua. And there's the location of the Grove, 3091 miles from the North Pole. Now, the word grove was Asherah in the Bible, but it's all been changed, and the knowledge of Asherah as the wife of Yahweh has been eliminated from the Bible, and therefore the mind and psyche of the masses. There it is, Moloch, 45-foot owl, where all the world leaders gather every year in July to worship their god, Satan. Here's the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. It was published in 1830. There are 8,674 words listed in the Old Testament, and 8.674 years is 3168 days. And 3168 is the Greek gematria, total value for the words Lord 800, Jesus 888, and Christ 1480. Add them all up, total 3168. And then in the Greek New Testament of the Concordance, there are 5,624 words, and the difference is 3,050, 3050, and that is the word for Yah, J-A-H, Yah. So effectively what they're saying is that the Greek New Testament has removed the knowledge of Yah, and they've done that by dumbing down the Christians and expecting not a man reborn to the earth, but a phantom ghost riding 500-foot high, white horse on the clouds. Here it is, the Baalbec Stone. Baalbec has an English gematria total of 26, which equals God. Mounted on top of the summit platform for a total height of 5624, which is the Greek Concordance total. So everything is confirming everything. It all confirms each bit, the information. There you've got Martha overhanging both sides. What a scary thing for the world to know. There's Martha overhanging both sides. Can't get away from Martha. The laugh and the voice. Oops. Where do we go? Oh, I went backwards. Here we go. In the whole world, the internet hears Yahweh's plea for the Western Christian world to raise from the dead. All poisoned in mind, body and soul, for care was sacrificed in a satanic play acted out before all leaders of the West, up to the Black Pope and the Queen, who all serve the Rothschild. The Bohemian Grove is near San Francisco, and that's where they reenact the babies sacrificed to the furnace in the bowels of their 45-foot owl, Moloch. The Satanists are headed by Queen Elizabeth, who sits on the throne of David in London and the Vatican. These are the thrones of Jesus, Yahweh. And this is why Yahweh was born a Catholic, and the Pope must hand over the church to the Christ himself, Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall. And of course he travelled to Mexico and Belize in 1991, studying the Mayan calendar. It is heaven sent to mankind from God, and the Vatican will not comment. The internet is so profoundly boring, wave after wave of every evil the Zionists have dreamt up. Yahweh, on the other hand, simply does what you would expect Jesus to do. He uploads his stories of events in curing the natives of 3 nations and showing others how to cure people of incurable diseases. The Old Testament, Torah, the books of Moses, its God does not heal or care. It demands death and war to be worshipped and obeyed. This does not sound like Jesus, now does it? Again, this does not sound like Jesus, does it?